What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Another impromptu live stream for you guys. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Also, put a one in the chat really quickly, just to let me know that the audio is good. Can y'all hear me perfectly fine? Put a one in the chat just to let me know. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Also, subscribe. If you are new to the channel and you like the content, hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the stream as well. I'm not going to keep y'all too long today. I promise. We're going to just get into this topic. This is a hot topic all over social media, you guys. And I wanted to give my 2 cents on it. And I want to hear your thoughts on this whole Joy Taylor situation. Y'all know what I'm saying? What's y'all thoughts on it? I definitely want you guys to chime in the chat. So we're going to get into what's actually happening with this whole, Fox Sports, allegations and lawsuit situation. What's your thoughts on it? I want to know what y'all think about it. So be ready to chime in. Also, if you want to support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App, you can do that as well. So make sure you are supporting the channel, you guys. So shout out to everybody watching. Humble King in the building. It's sad the things you got to do behind the scenes to get to the next level. Like, that's weird to me. I don't agree with snatching people innocence from them just to make them more famous. That's stupid. What's going on, Humble King? Thank you for that. Alex, what's going on? Alex, Ryan Wetlow in the building. Successful MD in the building. Kevin from Brooklyn, what's going on? J-Dub, what's going on? Taqueem Hilton, how are you? I hope I'm saying that right. Taqueem. Parabellum Film Club. Thank you so much for being here. Planned Me Too is vicious. You can't trust a effing thing out here. That is crazy. That I'm gonna talk about it. That's crazy. Lorenzo Redman, what's going on? Premium, how you doing? Kingdom Records. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. Ben Cisco, Manny E, what's going on? Dre Mitchell, Tyree Dotson, Fourth Dimension in the building. Romney McNeil. Shout out to you guys. Jules, Buzz, thank you so much for being here. JN. Shout out to everybody watching and everybody in the building. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button as you come into the building. Please go ahead and hit the like button. That definitely helps the channel out. So we're gonna get into it. Y'all see the title. So Joy Taylor allegedly slept her way to the top of Fox Sports and planned a Me Too, child. We're gonna get into it. I'm going to play a clip that kind of sums it all up. I was, just to kind of just reiterate what is actually happening. But before I play that clip, I want to start with this short clip that's circling around social media of what Joy Taylor had to say. And it kind of, points to, what actually ended up happening, allegedly, with this whole lawsuit and things of that nature. But I'm gonna play this and then we're gonna get into the next clip, kind of like summing up what's actually going on with the lawsuit as of now. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and play this first clip. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button.
If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if they're fine.
Hold on, let me go back from the beginning.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want. Fine, funny, money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
So this is a little snippet of the clip that's been circulating on social media of what she's saying, essentially saying, hey, that most women, if given the opportunity, you know what I mean? I mean, if you have standards, all of your standards go out the window. If you're in contact with a man who's fine enough, he's funny enough, and if he has the coins, then most women would be willing to, smash, basically. that you will be willing to give it up if he fits the criteria that you like. And that's, and just throwing all of your morals and values out the window, basically saying, hey, you say all this, hey, I wouldn't do this or I wouldn't do that, or women are this, and they're quick to sleep, saying you throw your morals out the window for a guy who has the right things that you want. And listen, and to be honest, that is the truth for a lot of women. That is the truth for a lot of women. We know it. It would be insane for me to sit here and say, "Oh, that's just not the truth." That is the truth. We see it all the time. I mean, yeah, and I've seen it in real life. Women who say they have good morals and good values, but when they're presented with a man with some status, he looks good to her. He's funny to her. She likes, him, or he has some money, and she thinks that she can get an opportunity. Oh, hell yeah. All of that go out the window. He'll have her bent over, pent down, whatever, however you want to get it, and getting it. That's just the truth. So that is the truth of what she's saying. So people are attributing that to the fact that that's how she thinks, and could be allegedly why she's in this situation, and not just her, but in the situation that's happening right now. J-Dub says, I hope that Taylor Rooks isn't with this stuff. Baby, you just never know. You never know who's with what. You never know. Because like she said, when presented with certain opportunities, that's gonna really tell whether you'll stick by your morals, or if you'll fold and fall for it. So it just depends. I have another clip I want to go ahead and play, and this kind of sums up what's going on with her and the Skip Bayless, and what's going on with this lawsuit, which I do have a copy of it, but it's a lot going on in there. I'm gonna pull up a little bit of it just to give you guys an idea. But I think in this clip, she's kind of basically, summing it all up, what's actually happening. For those who may not be familiar with the lawsuit, I think this video will kind of, and I'll give my thoughts on it. Hold on, let me pull it up. Hit the like button, you guys, while we're waiting. So here it is.
A former Fox hairstylist is suing Fox, Fox Sports, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, Charlie Dixon, who is the head of content for Fox Sports 1, Skip Bayless, and Fox Sports 1 host Joy Taylor. Raji says she meets Joy Taylor in 2016, and at that time, Joy was working on an as-needed basis for Fox. She was married, but May of 2016, she goes to meet Joy for drinks, and when she gets there, a man named Charlie Dixon, who is a defendant, and like I said, is the head of content for Fox Sports 1, is also there. Her lawsuit says, quote, Faraji suspected that the pair were sleeping with each other, and suit says people around the office start hearing about a new show that's going to be launching called Undisputed. The Faraji says it was a surprise when Fox announced that Joy Taylor was the woman who got the job, considering that Joy previously was, quote, a bartender and Miami radio host with very little TV experience. Once after all of this, Faraji says she goes to dinner with Joy, Joy's husband, Charlie Dixon, and Charlie's wife. And during that dinner, quote, Miss Taylor's husband became suspicious that Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were having a relationship. Soon after the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband found evidence of the inappropriate relationship and decided to divorce Miss Taylor. Fast 2020, Faraji says she meets Joy for lunch, and when she gets there, Emmanuel Acho was also there. Faraji didn't know who he was, but she says, quote, she could tell that the two were romantically involved. Faraji says she tells Joy Taylor that she probably shouldn't be sleeping with Emmanuel and Charles Dixon because Dixon is a very powerful man who might get angry. But Joy allegedly responded saying she is also very powerful, and once Charles Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would just tell the company that he forced himself on her. She says Joy wanted Acho to recommend her for the show Speak for Yourself, and in September of 2022, she was in fact hired on that show.
Okay, so that basically sums up part of the lawsuit. So basically, yeah, and really the thing that got me is, the fact that, she's saying, hey, she would make up something, you know what I mean, to try to Me Too the guy. This is something that commonly happens, honestly. And it's really crazy that this happens. But I will say, but we're gonna get through it. Then I'm gonna give my 2 cents, because I have a little bit to say on this, and once again, it goes back to the nature of women as it relates to Joy Taylor part. Now, also with what's his name, Skip Bayless. He's a part of the lawsuit as well, and they're claiming that this woman's claiming that he offered her $1.5 million to do something with him. It's something I don't think that should be happening, but it happens, right? On both sides. This kind of stuff happens in the workplace all the time. There's always somebody willing to do something to get something. And typically, if it's most of the time, it's the men who are empowered, the men who could, change your life, or the men who could give you that better position or whatever. And and a lot of women, to be honest with you, are very open to that. I don't believe every woman is, but the ones who are, they are. They are willing. A lot of women are willing to sleep with somebody to further their position on a job. That's just the truth. And I mean, a lot of women won't admit to it because they know that it doesn't look right. And of course, who gonna admit to it when you know that this could jeopardize the very position that you work hard to get to. Meaning working hard, like you slept your way up to get there. You're not gonna say anything. And then if that person tries to, maybe get rid of you, say you're not doing your job well, and they try to get rid of you, then you'll use something, use that in a way to, to lie on them, to say, oh, he did something to me, or, he came on to me so that he could lose his job and you could keep your position. That happens all the time. And so you're kind of like in a position. This is why I think it shouldn't happen. When you are in the workplace, on the job, I don't think any of that should be happening, because it could cause much more conflict than what's needed. I think but it happens. It happens, and there are a lot of women who try to basically blackmail the men in these situations. Well, listen, if you don't want to give me what I want, or you want to, then I'm going to say you came on to me, you tried to do something to me. That happens all the time. And I think it's sad. It's really unfortunate. But, this is why I say you got to be very careful. And I don't think anybody should be doing any of that on the job, because it could come back in a form of a lawsuit. I'm just saying. And this is just a clip from the actual document of the lawsuit. I think this was the part that pointed out, what's her name? Joy Taylor's alleged part in all of this. But there's more to it. I don't want to play all of it. But there's a lot in here. There is a lot in the actual lawsuit. It's online. It's public records. You can definitely look at all of it and see all of it. But it's basically a lot of racially and sexually harassment that's being accused. It's a lot going on in this particular lawsuit. This clip actually speaks to Joy Taylor. It says Miss Taylor again uses her sexuality to get on the show. It basically says, in approximately February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Farahi to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Farahi arrived, I hope I'm saying that right, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho. I think that's how you say his name. Mr. Acho. Miss Farahi did not know Mr. Acho, but could tell that the two were romantically involved. A few months after meeting Mr. Acho at the lunch, Miss Farahi noticed him in the hallway while at work. Miss Farahi later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acho worked at Fox. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Acho to eventually recommend her on the show. Speak for yourself. And then Miss Farahi became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time, as Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man. That may become very angry. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, so once he's no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. This is nasty work. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. So this is the claims. This is what's in the lawsuit. This is what she's alleging, that this woman planned, if she didn't get her way, once again, she was going to say that he forced himself on her when she was a willing participant. This is where it gets, crazy, in my opinion. Successful MD says she's exposing the lives of women. It's a choice. It is a choice. It really is. And like I said, a lot of women do this, but If it ever gets to a point where, either she's threatened to be fired, or, the man is just tired of her, or she's not doing something right, then they use this as leverage to just say, oh, well, he tried to, thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. He tried to force himself on me. He tried to do this, and then they end up lying, and then it's a whole another situation. Black Unity, I think that's, thank you for the super chat, says simps in positions of power like Charlie Dixon are why things are out of order in this country. I mean, listen, you have a point there. I mean, because if the men would not fall for this, then it couldn't happen. But then also thank you, Black Unity, for the super chat. And then you also got to watch women who get mad at that. If they can't get their way, they'll try to do it, find another way to do it. So there are situations where women have blatantly made up lies on men in the workplace, even when they didn't need, just because a man turned them down. There are situations where men have turned women down, and they turn around and say that he tried to force himself on her. So you just have to be really careful out here of how these women move, because they do move in this way. And it's not every woman, but it's a lot of them that think that way and move that way. Manny, he says, I think she was too messy. She ain't the first and won't be the last. Exactly. Can we bring back self-control and morality? Seems trashy, but it happens. Exactly. I 100% agree. It's just what it is. There's no morality. There's no self-control, no self-discipline on both sides, to be honest. Because, as much as I talk about women and their nature, a lot of men contribute to that. And so the women can have this nature all they want. If men don't buy into it, then that would change it as well. Thank you, Manny, for the super chat. And I think this clearly shows this happening. And, it's just crazy to me, just the fact that now, if you want to choose to go sleep your way to the top, and they allowing you to do that, I don't think that should be happening in the workplace, but who am I? It's going to happen. At least go sleep your way peacefully. Don't turn around and try to lie on somebody when you was opening that coochie up and throwing it on whoever the best pick or candidate was, allegedly. If that's what you want to do it. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it, but don't turn around and start lying on people. You know what I mean? Making stuff up. That's the part that really gets me. Don't start trying to lie and make stuff up, when that's not the case. That's the nasty work, for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy. Successful. Thank you, Manny. Successful says, are they simps or pimps? Think about it. Think about it. I'm gonna think about it. Think about it. Thank you, Successful MD. Child, listen, I don't know. Right. That's a good question, actually. What's going on, Avenge the Ancestors? Thank you so much for being here, baby. It's just crazy. But I'm gonna play.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I gotta take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
Now isn't that Emmanuel Acho, right? And so they're saying he deleted that post because, he's speaking on, he deleted it. He's speaking on her behalf and, I guess of her talent and what she's doing, knowing good and well that her positioning wasn't fully allegedly based on her talent, but her, busting it open, allegedly. So they're saying he deleted that post because, the lawsuit is out and people are alleging that, she, was with him, and all of these guys who she slept with was the reasoning for her moving up the ladder. It wasn't solely based on her talent and, what she really brought to the table, her real talent, but more or less her talent, with the cheeks, you know what I'm saying? She allegedly has some talent there, and that, but not the talent. What where she don't have to use those cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't. I mean, why delete it? I mean, if it wasn't, if you had no involvement, and if it's not true allegedly, why would that? I wouldn't delete anything. So people are saying that speaks volumes to this case and what's happening, because the fact that he deleted that because he don't want. I guess I don't know. It's just a mess, y'all. I mean, I don't know. Baby, Cooch discipline, D discipline. There needs to be discipline all the way around. Like I said, everybody, and I know people, we're human beings. People like intimacy. That's just a part of it. But wow, there's no self-control. And it's just, people are calling this the freak show of Fox Sports, like the freak offs and stuff. They're calling it freak offs at Fox Sports. It's just crazy. And I'm pretty sure this is not the only ones. I'm pretty sure there might be more allegedly. But this is the one that's out for now. But this is common occurrence. I'm telling you. Let's continue.
Allegations that Joy Taylor, another woman, who's in this industry, who's recognized as being very attractive, but also very capable, very professional. What are your thoughts with the allegations that she told Miss Faraji, get over it? I mean, first of all, is that something that you deem plausible, possible, that women may say to each other in this industry? Do you find that to be far-fetched? What do you make of that?
We were not in the room, so we'll never know. These are allegations, right? I want to make sure that's clear. Whenever we talk about topics like this, we have to make sure that these are really well understood. These are allegations. We are not in the room. Now, on the other side of that, I will say that luckily I was in a room where someone was telling me to come forward, but I am not shocked that other women would essentially say, look, it's not, you're dealing with Fox. This is a huge corporation. Keep your hairstylist job. Don't speak up. Just try to let it go. And, I would not be shocked by that at all.
Wow.
And I don't know what your seat is, but can you define your seat?
Now, this clip here was interesting because I wanted to see what she said about how she got to her, because he asked a good question in this clip right here. We're going to get to it. Successful MD says, as Blacks, we need to stop chasing notoriety. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Liddell Jefferson says, in the past, women knew to keep their mouth quiet. Right. This is, that's true. But in this lawsuit, it's the hairstylist who's speaking up about this because it affected her in a negative way. So now she's speaking out and throwing everybody under the bus, honestly. But I just think it shouldn't be happening, period. Not in the workplace. If you want to be a, 304 and sell that coochie anywhere else, that's your business. But on the job, I think you should separate that. I think you should separate business from pleasure. That's just to keep it cohesive, so it won't be any issues, any lawsuits and things of that nature. I think you shouldn't be, doing that. I mean, it never works out. Somebody always get hurt. Somebody always telling. It always comes out. There's always a lawsuit. You know what I mean? And people have lost their lives over stuff like this, especially when you're dealing with some of these people are already married and they're fooling with the bosses and doing all kinds of stuff. It's just a tricky situation. Once again, anytime you're dealing with, intimacy, sexual favors and all this kind of stuff in the workplace, it's never going to end well, in my opinion. And people can't control themselves. She's walking around here, flaunting it and using that to her advantage. And I think that's the dangers of beautiful women, women who are deemed beautiful by other people. They tend to use that to their advantage. And people, on these social media apps, people talk about pretty privilege. I've talked about it. I hear it all the time. There are a lot of women who talk about pretty privilege and how, it's some complain about it and then some brag about it and talk about how they don't need money. They can go out to the club. Somebody's always going to pay for them. As long as there are men out here who are going to react this way when it comes to beautiful women, women are gonna do this. And a lot of women use their pretty privilege to their advantage in many different ways, to sleep their way to the top, to get things that they want, to get men to pay their bills and do stuff for them. It happens all the time. And, I honestly, I don't think it's gonna change. I mean, that's just what it is. Avenge the Ancestor says, keep up the good work, DeeDee. Nothing these people do surprises me. It doesn't. Thank you, Avenged Ancestors. I appreciate you. Thank you. You know, it's just what it is. I'm not oblivious to. Thank you once again. To what's happening out here. I've seen it, you know, and I want no parts of it. And to be honest, actually had a situation personally that could have been something like that. My personal experience years ago, and it was something that I didn't fall for. You know what I mean? Where there was a guy on the job who basically propositioned me to work in Chicago, to move to Chicago or to work out of Chicago. But it was, it didn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I knew what it was, and I was younger, and this was an older guy. So, and I knew what it was. It's like, nah, I want no parts of that. Get me out of Chicago, and then what am I be? You're what? And then, it's just, so these things happen, and it just depends on whether you are the type of person who's going to fall for that, and what you're looking for, what your goals are in life. Like, what do you want? Are you looking to build your way up the corporate ladder? Or are you trying to establish yourself in a certain way? Because if that's something that you really desire and something that you really want, a lot of these women who are approached with these types of things, they go for it because they really want to get to the top. You know what I'm saying? But if that is not your goal, and if that's not something that you want, it doesn't faze you. It's not. And everybody is not out here trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So there are people who still have some type of morals and values. You know what I'm saying? People who still have something that they're holding on to. They're just not ready to let it all go and just do whatever. So I do agree that a lot of women, if given the opportunity, if they're faced with a man who's going to want to pay them millions of dollars to sleep with them, a lot of women are going to take it. And there are some women who won't. Everybody is not the same, but a lot of them have done stuff like that. But to me, I just see that as a slippery slope. I see that as something that if you start out doing that, you're going to have to continue to do that. And now, is it worth it? You know what I mean? And you have to be a person who doesn't look at money as the end all be all. If you're desperate for money and money is what motivates you for the most part and nothing else, then yeah, that's easy for you to fall into. But if money is not your motivator, if money is not your main, success story, then it's going to be difficult to try to get that type of person to fall for something, to do something like that. You know what I mean? But everybody is mostly everybody's driven by money, and people will do anything for it. And the people who have the money know this. They know that they can, get you to do something strange for some change because you really want it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it takes a lot for you to not fall for something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have a little bit more, you know what I mean? I don't know. You got to have something. You can't just fall for anything. You stand for something or you'll fall for anything is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, while I know it's tempting for a lot of women and a lot of women will take those offers and they do, it's not worth it in my opinion. It's just not. Successful MD says, like so-called alphas keeping strip clubs open. Right. Exactly. If men just walked away from that and not participated in that, they wouldn't know what to do. Those strip clubs would close down. They really would. So there's always, in my opinion, going to be men who are going to cater to this because they like attractive women. They like, a big set of tits and a big butt. You know what I mean? They want to get it, and they gonna get it if you got the means to pay for it, you gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? And so that's why I think this will always continue. I really do. I think it's just going to continue because there are men who are still going to cater to women like that. And this is why women feel entitled. This is why a lot of women feel like, hey, if I'm pretty, if I got a nice body, and you want this, I can get what I want out of you. This is why they like pay me, because I know you can, and I know they will. Somebody will. Every man is not out here saying, I'm not going to fool with these hoes. There's a lot of men out here who are catering to these hoes. I'm just saying. There are men out here who are giving into it. This is why these women feel entitled and think that they can get any man and every man to do it. And then when they realize, okay, I'm not for everybody. This is why you hear them say that. I'm not for everybody. Every man is not going to, you realize now every man is not intrigued by your booty. Every man is not looking at you like, oh yeah, I want to get. Not every man is interested like that, but enough of them are, and I think that's why they feel so entitled. They really do. I mean, they do. So men do contribute to the nature of the way these women think, because a lot of these men will say, just like like the lady said, and I agree with her. Joy Taylor said in the clip, if given the right opportunity, the man who, if he got the money and he can give it to you and he can help you, women will do it. I think most women would. Well, that goes the same for men. If most men out here who, is really looking to get what they would call a bad B, and you give her a few dollars, she willing to give you the time of your life. Most men are not going to take it. I'm not going to say what man won't do it, because there are a lot of men who won't. There are a lot of men who are just not interested, right? A lot of men who think, dang, she for the streets, I ain't messing with that. But there are a lot of men who would. So it's just what it is. It's just what it is. And that's just it. But when you start getting into lawsuits and all of this, now, your reputation is ruined. And what do y'all think of this situation? Because before, I'm gonna play this first, but I want to know, what do y'all think about this? Should she be fired? Because she's still working, and I'm like, if this was a man, usually when we have allegations against men, they usually let the men go. They usually get fired even before they get, to the nitty gritty of the case. If it's a lawsuit, whatever. Do y'all think she should be fired? Because if this was a man, just reverse this situation, they probably would have fired him. I'm just saying. What do y'all think about that? Successful MD says it's really high class prosty behavior. I'm done. It is. That's all it is. Successful MD. That's all it is. That's what it is. Thank you for the super chat. That's all it is. Sleeping your way to the top, allegedly, getting, selling your body for money, selling your body for a higher position. That's all it is. Let's continue with this clip.
For us, and then explain kind of like your journey, where you started, where you're at today, how you got there. Did you have to fight to get to this position? Feel good about where you at? Is there more meat on the bone?
Well, that was my seat for a long time. I was a host, a moderator, hosted with Colin, but obviously it was Colin's show. And now my seat is the same as everyone else on the shows. Yep. And that was always my goal, to get to a point where I wasn't teeing up other people for their opinion, which is a great role to do and a powerful role to be in and an important role, but that's not what I wanted to do. So when I got in the business 15 years ago, a long time ago, this wasn't a thing. It wasn't there was YouTube, but it wasn't what it is now. Twitter wasn't what it is now. You didn't have Instagram Lives. You didn't have all these platforms and podcasts and ways to really express yourself and be a personality and give your opinion. It was really just the opinion shows on the biggest networks and radio. And I always loved radio because it was the original format to talk, which I wanted to do. I really never wanted to be a reporter. I never wanted to be a hardcore journalist, because I hold them in a special place. Like, I think if you're a journalist, you have a really specific role in society, even as a sports journalist, because you're supposed to be unbiased. Like, you're just supposed to give us the information, tell us the news. You're not putting your spin on it. Now that's changed a lot, but there are still some of them out.
But I don't think she really answered the question, and we see why, allegedly. She didn't really say how she got to that place. She didn't really answer the question, in my opinion. I think she kind of skirted around it. But allegedly we see why. So she never really answered it. Like, how did she get to where her position? Like, that's why I wanted to play this clip, because I wanted to see what her response to this. But she really didn't give a whole response. She's just talking about where she started and not really told us how she worked her way up. And once again, I see why, child. Let's continue.
Out there, and I have a lot of respect for that position in our space. So I never really wanted to be that. I'm spoiled. I like sitting in the studio. I'm not into all this weather stuff. So like the sidelines, it's exciting and you're a part of history, but that's never what I wanted to do. So for me, I knew that the way to get into that side of the business at that time was to do radio, because that was the long format platform, and that's how I started. So I started interning in radio. I was part-time producer in radio, and then moved up as an executive producer, and then eventually got an opportunity to host a radio show in Miami. So that was how I started in the business, and that's why I got in on that side.
Okay. All right. Child, it is what it is. I just think that, these are the things that women try to cover up. And yeah, I think she's exposed the nature of women and how women move and how easily it is for women to get into these positions. And then the funny thing about it, there are a lot of women who do this, and I'm gonna say allegedly on this whole situation because it is a lawsuit pending. But in general, there are a lot of women who have done things like this to get to the top. But then when they get there, they act as so elitist and so superior, as if they worked so hard using their brain. They worked hard, but not using their brains all the time. They worked hard in the other areas to secure those spots, but then they act entitled, like, they're better than other people. But, it really wasn't that hard, in my opinion, for you to get there, because if you're using your body to get there, come on, it wasn't your talent. It wasn't your talent. It wasn't really your talent. You used what you had to get what you want. And then you act so brand new. You act like you're so better and special when, come to find out, you allegedly laying on your back and just sleeping your way up, just giving that box to whoever is at the top of the ticket to get you up there, and that's it. That's not respectable. You know what I'm saying? And once again, people do this on everyday job, regular jobs, 9 to 5s. They do it all over the place. And some of them are proud. They don't have no qualms about it. That's what they, her telling the other woman, oh, hey, just don't worry about it. Just, shut up. Don't worry about it. It speaks volumes how this is a normal practice. This is what you're doing with your perceived beauty. And you're using it as a tool, which a lot of women do, to get ahead. It's a common practice. And some women speak to this all the time. Oh, well, pretty women have advantages and they have this, and that may be the case, but how far are you willing to take those advantages? You know what I mean? And then just, yeah. And so this is why listen, I'm not shocked by it, and I'm not impressed by women in corporate America or any of that, because I know what they're doing. And it's not to say that every woman is doing that, but a lot of them are. You know what I'm saying? And they make excuses for the things that they do, and they hide it and they cover it up and they don't want to talk about it. But once again, men, if a man did this, the men that do this, that, or prey on women, or, and threaten them that if you don't do this, you won't have a job and all these types of things. I don't know. It's just a lot going on. I don't think anybody should be doing it. Bottom line, I think this case is crazy. To be honest, I do think that if this is the truth, if it's allegedly truthful, I think she should be fired, because if it was a man, he probably would be fired. I don't know what's going to happen with Skip Bayless and the allegations against him and all of this. I guess we just have to watch it and see what happens. But, a lot of times when it's women involved, the women are the culprits, it looks a little bit different. It doesn't really pan out the same way it would if it was a man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's unfortunate. And I think that has to change. But overall, this is some nasty work. The idea that there have been allegedly freak-offs at Fox Sports and people are doing everything they want over there, it's not shocking, but but at the same time, it's just what happens. It's no different from, a Diddy party or anything else. Everybody's throwing coochie, everybody's slinging D, everybody's doing whatever, menage a trois, and just whatever, just every kind of sexual deviance that you can think of, they're out here doing it. And they're doing it in the corporate America. They're doing it everywhere you can think of. So it's just a hot mess of slinging D and P. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not shocked and I'm not impressed, and I'm not, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I just wanted to give my little 2 cents on this because it's a popular topic. But baby, I really don't care in a sense, but I do think if it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, if you are doing something that is not right and you're being sued for it, and it comes out that it's the truth, then there should be consequences. I think there should be consequences no matter who you are. I don't care if it's man or woman, because a lot of times women do things and there's never any consequences. But when men do it, oh my God, there are major consequences. So I guess we'll see how this turns out, how it pans out. Blue Exodus, thank you for the super chat, says a lot of these middle-aged, light-skinned women on TV are getting exposed lately, right? Joy Taylor, Ebony K, Melissa Ford, Tia Mowry, Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray, etc. Yeah, I mean, these were women who were deemed beautiful by society standards, right? Light skin, you mentioned the typical light skinned woman. Everybody thinks that if you're light skinned, you're pretty. That is not the case. That is not the case. But that's how people look at it. Those women are the pick of the litter. They get the opportunities. They get approached. They get, the forefront. And so a lot of these women know that, and it makes them feel entitled. Like, hey, yes, I'm the pick of the litter. Everyone wants me. You know what I'm saying? So they can get what they want. But when it gets to a point where they become middle-aged, like you stated, and they're not getting what they want, they feel some kind of way. And then they start shaming men because now they realize your options have run out. There are more younger, more attractive young women coming behind you. You're not going to stay the young, pretty woman that everybody wants, even though you don't want them. You're going to age out and you're going to get to a point to where you're not the first pick, to where you're not, what everybody wants. There are younger women, more attractive, slimmer, fit, attractive women coming behind you. And I think they forget that. And, and they're so used to getting their way. And when they don't get it, oh my God, it's a shocker. Oh, these men are different. I mean, I need them to take me shopping and get me what I want and just not be intimidated by who and what I am. You know what I'm saying? It's like they forget that, ma'am, you're going to age out. So playing these games does not benefit you. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you need to find one of these men that's after you while they're after you and get them and lock them down. So as you get older, you're not still out here trying to get somebody to take you shopping and treat you like they did when you was in your 20s. So, yeah. And once again, a lot of these women are glorified 304s. Glorified 304s. They out here, they look pretty, but they're not pretty for real. They're not what you really want. They're throwing that box on everybody, whoever, is the highest bidder, the one that can get them to the next level. That's who they're throwing that box on. This is why a lot of them don't want to settle down, in my opinion. This is why you find them in their prime out here just going, because they feel like they have these opportunities because, they're in their prime. They're the pick of the litter at the time. So why would I settle down with a man? Why would they do what I talk about? Oh, you should prioritize marriage and get married young. Why would they do that in your prime? No, don't give all that to that one man. No, we got to give it to several, because we got to see who's offering the most. We got to see who's going to benefit us. We got to keep putting ourselves out here so we can get to the highest bidder, so that we can see what we can do with all of this. We got to use all of this to get what we want. I heard that as a child. Use what you got to get what you want. Now I understand. As an adult, I understood what that meant. Use what you got to get what you want. That means use your youth, your body, all of that, your attractiveness to go out and get something from these men using your looks and your body. And that's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? To benefit themselves. But a lot of times it doesn't benefit them in the way that they think. A lot of these women think that they can use men and get rich up off of them. And a lot of times, most times they don't. You just end up getting, bent over, but you don't really get out of it what you thought you should have gotten out of it. And this is why a lot of them be pissed about it. And they still looking for a man to take care of them when they're old. It's just crazy, but it's what it is. Thank you, Blue Exodus, for the super chat. I appreciate you. So yeah, and that's the real truth, in my opinion, about why a lot of these women are single at these ages, because they really thought when they were young and hot that they could get all, these men could level them up and get them to a financial status that's so great. These men will buy them cars. They'll buy you stuff. They'll buy you cars, buy you handbags, buy you shoes, let you stay in their house, let you drive one of their cars. But they're not really handing over millions of dollars to these women like that. And if somebody's offering that, then it's a lot you're going to have to do for that. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, they end up not feeling like they've got what they should have gotten for what they've put out there. So they regret it, but they won't tell you. They won't tell the public, but you could tell because, like, well, you think your career should have been you should have been a lot further along in your career for what you know what you had to do to get there. So you think that you should be in bigger movies. You should be more established than you are because of what you did to get there. You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, and this is why the expectations for men, in my opinion, is so high because they're like, hell, if you only knew what I had to do or what I chose to do, because they had to, you chose to do that to get to where I am, that you got to pay me. No, if they knew exactly what you chose to do to get there, they probably would want to be with you, ma'am. And this is why, and men aren't stupid. You can see, yeah, you probably done all kinds of stuff to get to where you are. So why would I want to come after you and give you the most for this leftover, cooch? Manny says, I wonder what her mom and dad think about this. Listen, a lot of these people don't care what their parents think. They be embarrassed, but they're grown and they're like, hey, look, your parents ain't gonna take care of you. So look, I gotta do what I gotta do for me. They don't be thinking about the parents. But if the parents, they would be embarrassed by it, but they don't really care at the end of the day. They didn't care enough to think about what the parents thought to not do it. You know what I mean? You'll proceed with it anyway. So they don't care about the parents. They trying to live their life probably taking care of the parents. So listen, this is what I got to do to take care of y'all and take care of myself. So don't say nothing. Thank you, Manny, for the super chat. So men sleep their way sometimes, but it's rare. Yeah, I would say it's rare. I mean, all of this stuff happens. All of this stuff happens on both sides, but to me, I think it's more common with women. It's more common with women. So, I saw in the comments some of y'all said, yeah, she needs to be fired. I think, yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, if a man was accused, the men who were accused of any type of sexual anything, they end up, losing their jobs. So the same should happen to women if that's the case, if that's allegedly what happened. 24 watching with 123 likes. Thank you, Successful MD. Please hit the like button, y'all. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you're watching this stream, hit the like button, y'all. It's free to like. Thank you, Successful MD. All right, y'all. So we're going to move on from that. I just wanted to address that. I think it's just crazy. It just shows you once again another aspect of the nature of women, how women think, and attractive women think. This is why they don't want to settle down with a man when they're young, because they're still exploring their options. They want to explore their options. They want to see what all they can get out of men. Men are just dusties and they break your heart and they're not great, but y'all still looking to capitalize off of them. So this is the nature of a lot of women. They don't want being with one man and settling down. That's just boring. And you don't get much out of that. To hell with a stable life and a husband and a family. That ain't bringing the money. See, these types of women are what I consider gold diggers. They searching for gold. They want the money. They don't care about all that other stuff. That is secondary. If I get all the money, then I'll worry about that. Not realizing that you never really get the amount of money that you envisioned or thought that you would get. You might be successful, but they still be looking for more. They still are looking for more. And they never really get that more. And then when you get older, you hit them 40s and you look around like, dang, I don't have nothing to show for it. Yeah, I have some money and I'm on TV, but what? Is this it? You know what I mean? And so now that you've been ran through and washed up, nobody really cares to want you now. It looks a little different when you get older. See, you can't see it in your 20s, but when you start getting older, you start to realize, oh, damn, this don't look too good. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women realize that. They may not all come out and tell you, but the ones who do, they tell you the same thing. It's the same story over and over and over and over. I don't care how much I say, well, I got this amount of money. I don't give a damn how much money you got. You still out here complaining, wish you had something more. A lot of women aren't satisfied. If they don't have things the way they envision or wanted it to be, it's not a success. But you got to front and put on a facade to make people think that, oh, yes, you're the happiest you've ever been. And you're so great. No, a lot of them don't be. And they're still struggling with that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just crazy. So I guess we'll just have to watch to see what happens with the lawsuit, how it all plays out. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is a hot mess, in my opinion. But it is what it is. It's just crazy. And in the beginnings of 2025, and the ish is hitting the fan already. Stories are coming out left and right. And it's probably going to get worse. Every time you look, there's something new that's being exposed all the time. But and once again, let me say this real quick. It's interesting how you see these women get on these shows and they talk. I don't know. It's the way you talk. It's not what you say, it's how you say it sometimes. And the way you come off. You could be respectful with what you're saying and people will get it. But if you come off with this nasty attitude and like you're, just, I don't know, it's just weird. It throws people off. And then those be the very ones that have all this stuff in their closet. They have all this stuff that they're hiding. Those be the most entitled ones, the ones who know they done did some stuff, and you don't think that that's ever going to come out, and you give off the most entitled type of attitude, and you got all kind of shit you hiding. Come on. I would think that if you're hiding something, that you might be a little bit more humble, that you might not really try to stir the pot, because dang, if they knew this, I would be screwed. Like, you would think you would be more humble if you got a lot of shit you hiding. But no, that'd be the most entitled ones talking the most. That's how you expose them. Ones who always have stuff to say, always talking, them be the ones you got to watch out for, because the scandal is coming soon. I'm just saying. I want to pull up this video I think y'all were telling me about. Let's see. And I want to react to this one. And then we're going to get out of here, you guys. Make sure you are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. 1.5 for IUD boxes. Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, damn. They be empowered thinking they shit don't stink. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Who said that? Mo Palmer, thank you for that. Because that's what I'm saying. It be the ones who think like that have the most stuff that they're hiding, and then when it comes out, they you got to shut up then. Like, shut the hell up. If you out here ratchet and you doing the most, be quiet. Why are you talking so much? Got the most to say, the most entitled, got them always talking down on people, and you be the main one that just been a work hoe for years. I'm just saying. Yandel, thank you so much for the super chat. Says this shows that women don't want that they don't want to be held accountable. Gotcha. They want the privilege of a woman, authority of men, and a victim of like a child. I mean, they want what they want when they want it. Thank you, Yandel, for the super chat. They no accountability. Let me do what I want to do, no matter how reckless it is. And it's supposed to be excused. Let me just be a woman, meaning, oh, you're supposed to just be ratchet, be ghetto, be just whatever we want to do, let us do. Just let us be reckless. And then when we get into trouble, you just be there to bail us out. Y'all just be on standby as my man to support my reckless ratchicity. You know what I'm saying? Like, who got time? We're grown men. We're not children, These are grown adults. Like, you should be past that. Like, it's just crazy. 40 and 50-year-old women sitting around saying, let me just be who I am. And you be there to pick up the pieces. Who got time for that? Thank you, Yandel. I appreciate you for the super chat. Who has time for that? This is grown people. These aren't children. And it's like, you could keep that. And this is why men are saying you could keep that. I don't have time. I'm not playing these games with you. Baby, I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to, do my best to build something for myself. I'm not trying to play games and just go in these circles with you. Ain't nobody got time for that. We're not talking about teenagers. We're talking about grown folks. Real grown. So, child, it's just it's insane. But once again, I'm not surprised by any of this. I talk about the nature of women, how women think, how they are. Women are very hypocritical, and I'm just going to be honest. Not saying that there aren't any hypocritical men, but women for sure are hypocritical. Women say one thing, do another. They expect the most from you, but they don't want to really give the same in return. They are entitled, a lot of women. A lot of women are entitled because they've probably experienced, a man putting them in a position to be that way, or they just feel and believe that they're entitled to something they really don't deserve. This is why I say I deserve this because I took care of my kids by myself. I deserve a man to come in and spoil me and give me the world and pay all my bills and take care of my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's their feeling. They conjure these things up and they want people to just believe it and go with it. Like, come on now, y'all. That ain't no. All right, y'all. Let's see. In corporate, women can lose their job for proposition in sex. Men want to be men until it's time to be that. The Persian hairdresser got secrets too. She's a participant to me. Probably so, Sean. Probably so. I mean, I guess maybe I'll let her come out. I don't know. You can't be the whistleblower and then you been a part of it too. I mean, allegedly, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what triggered her to file a lawsuit. Maybe she was mad about something. I don't know, but it's all a hot mess. It's all a hot mess. Hairdresser was hating on the low because of attention issues. Could be. Maybe she want in the action. I don't know, allegedly. Maybe she wanted a piece of the D. I don't know, child. It's just a hot goddamn mess. That's all I know. And it's a civil lawsuit. She wants that check. Okay, probably so. Yeah, probably. You can't put nothing past these types of women, baby. These women are hypergamous. They be trying to get to the bag by any means possible. Any way they could see a check. Y'all ever met a person? This made me think of this. Who always trying to sue people? Do y'all know somebody? Let me know in the chat. Have y'all ever met a person who always trying to sue, always trying to find a way to sue, and purposely do things to file a lawsuit to get a check, and have been successful at it? There are people out here who purposely do things fake, like there's something in their food, or fake like something happened, and then say they're gonna sue and actually get like a settlement check out of it. Have you ever met anybody like that? Because there are people out here like that, baby, who've set up fake scenarios and end up lying and suing and getting checks from people. Like, let me tell you something. Now, there's some women and men who've done that. So this ain't just women, but there's both who've done that. That there is crazy to me. I mean, they just go to a restaurant, fake like hair was in their food, and then sue and get a settlement. They only want the settlements because they know, the person don't really want to take them to court fully. You know what I'm saying? So they'll settle and give them, a couple of $1,000, and that's how they make their living. Child, that's crazy. But I just thought of that for some reason. Yeah, they settle for a lesser amount. They get something because they had nothing. That's crazy. People make a living off of doing that. Just fake suing people left and right. So maybe it is what it is. All right, let's move on, y'all. I got another clip I want to react to. Definitely chime in the comments, y'all. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. And we're going to move on. Here we go.
You ready?
Sure.
Kim, where you calling me from?
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. How old are you, love?
I'm 40.
40. What you do for a living?
I'm a logistics manager.
Logistics manager. You have any children?
I have 3 children. They're grown.
How old are your grown children?
23, 22, and 18.
All by the same man?
What was the question?
All by the same man?
Yes. I married my high school sweetheart, divorced 14 years ago, and I've been divorcee since.
Okay, got you. Kim, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Cancer. So we got Kim in Detroit, Michigan, mine of 3 grown kids by her ex-husband. She's a logistics manager. Let's do it in Detroit. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
A grown man, a man that has a good relationship with God, his mom, and if he has kids, a very healthy relationship with his children, a father, maybe a mentor in the community.
Okay. Do you have, what are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers would be someone who doesn't know what they want out of life. Someone with no ambition, just too comfortable. Someone who's not well learned. It's not about a degree, but you can have book smarts, or you can seek knowledge, basically.
Let me ask y'all this question. What's wrong with a person being comfortable? Is that bad? Let me know. What's your thoughts? What's wrong with a person being comfortable? Like a man, specifically a man. What's wrong with a man who is already established, I'll say? Not a young boy who is still working on himself. I'm talking about a grown man, 40 years old plus or whatever, who has a job, has a career or whatever, and he's comfortable, he makes decent money, and he's established himself. Say he has a house or apartment, whatever. He has a place to stay. His place is nice, it's furnished. He makes good money. He has savings, and he likes his job and he's comfortable where he's at. What is wrong with that? Is there something wrong with that? Please let me know. What's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with that? Why does he have to get with a woman who expects him to now put himself in a position to please her, to get out of, where he's comfortable at, and he's fine with where he is, but he has to now level up for her because her expectations are on a different level. Why does that have to be like that? Why can't, if you want to level up, and you go do that, let him be comfortable with where he is, in my opinion. And we're talking about grown people, not a child, not teenagers, not young people who should be out here working and establishing themselves. I'm talking about a grown man who has his stuff together. He's not penny pinching. He's not asking you for anything. Why does he have to uproot where he's comfortable at, his comfortability, and all of a sudden now do what you want him to do? Because you envision, this is why you have to really have a conversation with people. You really have to know what's in their mind, what's in their head, and what they're looking for. Because if not, this is how you end up with if a person is constantly looking for you to level up till you die, and you don't want to do that, you need to know that up front so you can dodge that bullet and go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. And when it comes to men being comfortable, women have a problem with that. And honestly, you see some women get real pissed when a man is smiling and happy. It's like they can't be happy. They got to work themselves to the bone till they die to give you this lifestyle, and then that's it. No, I just think that's dumb. I think it's dumb. That's just me personally. I just think that I don't see it that way. I think that of course you got to work. Of course, you got to be prepared to take care of a family if that's what you want and things like that. And that takes money. But people act like you got to be rich. You got to be millionaires to live good. That's just not true. That is not true. You don't have to be a millionaire to live good. They've let this social media and this superficial lifestyle ruin their mental. You don't have to. How did your parents live good lives? Lived a modest lifestyle, but lived good. They were able to do stuff, but it wasn't to the magnitude of what women are looking for now. And they're ready to run themselves in the ground trying to chase the bag, and they want you to run yourself in the ground too and not enjoy the life that you have. You can get so caught up in trying to do that till you don't live life. You don't enjoy your life because all this is about chasing the bag, chase the bag, get to the bag, get to the bag. Do you ever have a minute or a moment to stop and smell the roses and look around and enjoy the fruits of your labor? I just I don't believe in that. Now you work and you build something, but at some point, don't you supposed to enjoy it? I don't understand. And uprooting a person who have their own life and their own goals. Everybody's goal is not to be a millionaire. Everybody's goal is not to just constantly get to the bag. People have goals, and everybody's goal is different. It don't make you less or better than the other person because your goal is not what their goal is. So you got to get with somebody who has the same goals that you have, who's on the same path that you are. Because if not, it's going to be a problem. And she's going to try to ruin your life because that's going to happen. Master K, thank you for the super chat, says, D, keep doing what you are doing. You are appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for saying that and for the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, but it's crazy, I for the life of me, I don't get it, but listen, if you are a person who wants fame and riches and all that, you go for that. And hopefully you can find somebody who's on the same page with you. But if you meet a guy that's a good guy and he has his stuff together, he ain't rich, but he got it together, and he can, he's a protector and a provider and all of these things, and he wants to be. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't try to change this man. If he has a career or a job or a path that he's taking that's working for him, and he's stable and he's doing well with himself, why would you want to come uproot that and say, oh, well, I need you to do more. You need to do more. There was this lady on divorce court who divorced her husband because she said he was comfortable and he didn't want to do more. But why would you push him to that is not his goal, And so I don't know. I just see it differently. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat, says, in reality, I never heard a successful person say how another person is intimidated by their salary. Right. Only folks that have nothing going for themselves. Listen, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know the people who are talking about this are the broke ones. The ones who are saying they don't want a broke man are the broke ones. They're the ones that's struggling and hustling. That's why they want you to do the most. There are many different ways to make money nowadays. Social media has opened it up. You can make really good money on social media. You don't have to go to a regular 9 to 5. There are many ways. People make money playing video games. There's all kinds of ways to make money. So it's not the typical way that it used to be, go to college, go get a 9 to 5. That's not the only way to make money. So, people can make money from home, all types of ways. So their career path or job choice or whatever may not look like what you think it should look like, but they could be sitting on a lot of money, and they're not materialistic. They're building it up and and getting what they need. A lot of women don't like that. They want a man who's willing to splurge and spend all of his money on them while they keep theirs. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat. Let's continue, y'all.
And maybe older men that dress like they're in their 20s is a deal breaker to me too.
Okay. Should he look a certain way?
No, but I'm not vain, but I do want to, be happy with who I roll over with the next morning. But no, attractive, confident in who he is, well put together, kind of definitely well groomed, and I like a nice scent. So,
okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
He should at least make as much as me or have the earning potential to do so. And the reason why for that is because men are oftentimes intimidated by women who are providers or who
I was damn. I just want to say that. Damn. Florida Evans. Girl, I'm so tired of these people saying this same shit over and over and over. I'm sorry, y'all. The same, he's intimidated by, but no, ma'am. Lord Jesus. Lord, please take the wheel. Help these modern. Girl, like that ain't it, boo. Y'all got to come up with a new slogan. I'm just saying. Divine Photo says, by her logic, if money did matter, why didn't all the 6-figure men snatch her up along with all these so-called what is that? I don't know the word. My bad. Oh my God. What's the word? By her logic, if money didn't matter, why didn't all the 6-figure men snatch her up along with all these so-called, is it kindreds that make 6 figures? I hope I said that right. But good point, Divine Photos. Kindred contestants. I'm like, I don't know what that mean. All right, I get you. Yeah, that's the good question. That's the question we all ask, and every time they come on there, it's like, yeah, I work around men who make that kind of money, but I'm not attracted to them. One lady, she told the truth. She wasn't attracted to him because he was nerdy. She said he was nerdy. And he was seeming to like her, but she didn't like him, see? So it's not about the money, because we already know if you're attracted to the guy, he don't have to make no money. We already know that. We've already established that. Thank you for the Divine Photos for the super chat. We already know if he ain't got no money, but you attracted to him, it's a go. We know you'll bust it open real quick for him and pay his bills, child, if he got in there. We know you'll let him live with you. You know, as much as women say, oh, no man can't live with me. Nah, if he attractive enough and he, put it on you the way you like, oh yeah, you ain't gotta have no money. That money part goes out the window. So we've already established that. So yeah. So that's why I didn't even just come up with a new slogan, come up with some new words, because these are old and dusty. Just saying. Let's continue.
Make more money than them.
So what is that amount he needs to make?
I make 85 a year. I have the earning potential of 150, meaning I have multiple streams of income. So other facets of not employment, but other streams of income. So at least 50,000 with the potential to make more.
Okay. So you're not asking, so unless you want her to make at least 85K, that's what you make.
That's what I make. Yeah. And I would like a man to be able to match me so that he doesn't feel insecure with me being, more of a provider, so to speak. But even if he isn't currently making 80K, he has the potential, the earning potential, and not a hustle.
But what happens if, say, she make 85K and say he make 50K, but he has more money than her? How does that work? Because, that's the case in a lot of cases too. So what if he makes 50K a year, but he actually has way more money than you? Does that matter? Does it matter how much he makes a year? Or does it matter how much he has in total? Because, there are men out here who don't make as much as certain women, but they actually have more cash than a lot of these women. Because we know a lot of women can make more, but they end up spending it. This is why they want men who can provide a lifestyle, because they can't afford it anymore, or they're tired of paying for it all because, they're tapped out. Credit card bills are through the roof. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if that counts. This is what I wish Kendra would ask. Or Divine Photos, if you on that one time, because I see you in that chat, ask them when they come up asking this question, hey, does it matter if he makes what you make or more? Or does it matter the amount of money that he has in total? Because he probably have more money than her, even though she makes more. Does that count? Child, I don't know. Let's continue.
But the mindset to own businesses and, to grow financially.
Got you. Okay, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Let me know when you can see my feet.
We don't gotta see your feet. We just gotta see your legs.
Can you see my legs?
I can see you.
Okay.
I was talking about this not so long ago with another woman. I have a lot of women who do above average. I think average is like in America 50 or 60,000, but most of the women that come on my show do make more than that. And what happens is sometimes you just price yourself out, because there could be a man that can afford you, but does he want to date you back? And then if there's a man that makes less, I know men don't like this. Men aren't intimidated. I do think there are some men who, I can agree with you in that standard, that sometimes feel away, but I also wonder, what is it making him feel that way? Like, is the woman putting it in his face that she makes so much more, or whatever the case may be? But finances is the number one issue right now when it comes to dating. I think if I was on television, they said, out of all the people you talk to, what's the number one issue with people getting in relationships? And it's money. Because now money is being considered and people block people out based off of money. So I really think money is, outside of that, and then children, those two might be tied, but money and children are the number one blockers when it comes to people getting into relationships, child.
Well, and I'll say this, right? I'm 40 years old. So as I've matured, I've evolved. And so when I was younger, I was more like, yeah, I'll work with a dude.
God damn it. You could just damn near predict what they're gonna say on this show. For real. You already, everybody watching already know what they're gonna say on here. As I've gotten older, I've matured and I've evolved. I mean, evolved how? By requiring more without offering more? Like, come on. Every woman says the same thing. Yandel says, why do women say that men are intimidated or insecure by a woman's money for her success like it's a flex? I don't know at this point, Yandel. It's just a part of their talking points. So it's not going to make any sense. It's just a part of the talking points. 6 figures. He got to make what I make. He got to get his passport. We got to travel. He can't be intimidated by me. He don't have to take care of me and my kids, but he just have to be able to take care of himself, maintain what you got going on. But me and my kids are a package deal, but he ain't got to worry about my kid. You know what I mean? It's the same talking points. They're built in, they're wired in. They can't go off script until the headmaster of the sisterhood change it. And then you're going to start seeing them change with a new set of questions or answers or whatever. And they're gonna use that for a year or so, and then to the headmaster of the sisterhood changes that. Then everybody's got to follow the pattern. Thank you, Yandel, for the super chat. So yeah, so we can expect this for a little bit longer, and then they'll switch it up. Link Johnson, thank you for the super chat. Says, I know 6-figure men, they don't date big hood holes. Okay. Thank you, Link. I appreciate you for the super chat, brother. Oh, dang. Oh, Lord. Oh, wow. Let's continue.
But it hasn't worked out. And when I say intimidated, it's because I'm going to, if you say that you want that, if you lying to kick it, I'm gonna find out. But if you're saying that you want that and you're not there, I'm gonna do my best to help motivate you. I'm gonna provide you with resources. I'm gonna come to the table and say, hey, let's start a truck driving school, or let's start a tow company or something like that. And person can only pretend to be what they say they want to be for so long. So oftentimes what happens is they be lying to kick it. And they say, yeah, I want this too, and I want that too. But then when I come to the table and I say, okay, well, hey, let's get a business plan.
But why do you want all these businesses when you get the man? Why don't you just start them yourself? Why, when the man comes into the picture, now y'all want all these businesses? Why don't you just do it yourself? You know what I'm saying? Since, if women are the entrepreneurs and the business savvy minds that they claim to be and making all this money, why don't y'all start these trucking companies? Why don't you start all these businesses? So if you do meet a man, you got all these businesses lined up and they're running and they're successful and you're doing so great. Why? I don't understand. Like, why wait till you get a man to come in and create all these businesses and level up? If you want to level up, you level up. You continuously level up, get the businesses, get the truck, get all of that. And, you don't need him to do that. Let's continue.
And going, or something like that. They just never follow through with it. So now at 40, it's more so who's on the same playing field as me, or who's of the same mindset, and actions speak louder than words.
So let me be clear. Everything you're saying, of course, there's men like that, right? There's men that are doing well financially, that are on the same mindset plane as you. But then the question comes, are those men trying to date you, right? So then it comes down to that man that does exist, that's on your mindset. Is he trying to court you? And then that becomes the issue, because men don't always, I don't think men want dumb women. So I won't say that. They say they don't care about a woman's job and money, but I don't think men who are going places want a smart woman. Like, they don't want no Dumbo, but they have other things that matter to them too when they make a certain amount of money. And I think that's the part sometimes women forget. They just think that, oh, I make 80K, 85K, he make 85K, so I make what you make, so let's close this deal. Whereas the 85K man might have a list of other things that are important to him when he goes to seek his woman.
Right, because men aren't just walking out here, and I mean, it's just this is just a fact. Men aren't walking out here saying, "Oh, I need to meet a woman who makes what I make." Because if the type of men that a lot of these women are looking for made that claim, none of these women would qualify. The majority of them wouldn't qualify. if the 6-figure, 7-figure guys, the guys with the money at the top, but if they require women to make what they make, they wouldn't have a woman. They wouldn't get a woman because these women don't make that money. See, that's why the whole statement of, oh, your money, men don't care about your money, is because most of them don't. You meet a guy, he not asking how much money you make. I've never heard of that kind of shit, unless somebody that's trying to use you, looking for some looking for somebody to mooch off of. I don't understand. The most men don't go out here and be like, I've never, never. I'm just saying, I've never met a dude to say, whoever tried to talk to me in the past. Of course, they didn't get far because I was married, young. But I've come across guys before my husband. They didn't ask me how much money I made. They could care less. That's what men are saying. Men are out here saying how much money you make. You gotta match what I match and all that. They don't care about that. They looking at you. They looking at you. They saying, look, they trying to see whether they're attracted to you. They trying to find out what you got going on because they like what they see. And now they want to see if there's more to it. They don't care about your money. And if you're compatible to what they like, they ain't worrying about your money. They ain't worried about it. But with women, when women make the money, that's their main priority. How much money you make? You got to match what I make. Why you got to match what you make? Come on. Y'all want equality and y'all want all of these things, but you worried about what a man, come on, if you making the money and look, whatever he makes, y'all put it together, y'all got more. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. Divine Photo says, only reason Kendra went off on Kim and her sisterhood because Kim said she don't have the app and Kendra don't like people dodging her app. Okay, I didn't know that, Divine Photos. Thank you for the super chat. Because they were telling me to react to this one. So I'm like, I didn't know Kendra went off. But, baby, that's crazy. Thank you, Divine, once again for the super chat. Blue Exodus says, these modern women date like F-boys, but want a heterosexual masculine man. Right. Men don't like the attitude. It's not about the money. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat, Blue Exodus. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's crazy. They don't know what they're doing, if you ask me. Successful MD says their credit scores are below sea level. Hashtag need a man. Not below the sea level. Damn. At 40 years old, Lord, help them, Lord. They need help. Neotech, thank you for the super chat, says, don't like men dress young. She dressed like a lesbian, looks like a tomboy. No one's intimidated. She don't looks busted. Okay, I see what you're saying. I peeped that, but I wasn't going to say anything trying to be nice about it. I'm not trying to be rude. I peeped that, Neotech, when she said that, but I didn't say nothing, but I was thinking that. But it's justifiable. Oh, they didn't know they was going to get picked, so they just popped on anything and came on. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Neotech, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Divine Photos also says, Joy even said on her podcast, if a man has enough money, all standards go out the door. Plus, women would sell their souls. Not all money is good money. Exactly. And I think I played a little clip of her talking about that. Basically, that's what you're saying, for the right price, and they'll do it. And it's the truth. It is the truth. I mean, she exposed women right there because that's exactly what they'll do. But they'll try to tell you something other than that. But it's the truth. Thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat once again. I appreciate you, brother. Let's continue, baby.
So then you have the men that may be trying to give you their energy, right? Give you their time, might not be at the financial level that you desire. And then I guess from what you're telling us, I'm only going off of what you say, they come across, I guess they've been intimidated, by how hard you work and what you put together. But that's the man that's trying to court you. So that's why I say sometimes it can be priced out unless y'all really gonna do more. Here's the deal. If y'all really want that man, y'all got to learn that man, and he then becomes the prize, because unfortunately that's the man y'all say y'all want, and there's a lot of y'all, like 20,000 of y'all. So
I don't think 85K is a lot. And I'm going to say it like this. What I'm looking for in terms of in the next 5 years, I'm looking to be grossing at least 250,000 a year. So for me, 85 is humble. And I understand the economy that we're working or that that we're in. But we gotta, the cost of living and stuff that went up. Like 80, I'm not boastful about my pay rate. That's why I also add in there that I have the earning potential of about 100 to 120,000 because I have other streams of income and ways to generate additional money.
But it's just mind-boggling, that it's become what it is, dating for the people who are out there dating. It's all about the money for these women. There's a whole conversation is about money. What I make and I make and I got the potential to make this. Who gives a shit? Like, come on. Like, it's become so weird and lame. That's when I'll use the word lame. What y'all care about is the money. You got the potential to I make 85. I got the potential to make 120. And what I want to do is make 220. Good for you. Go do it. Because the majority of people don't make that amount of money. Most people don't make 100K. Most people don't make that amount. So if you're able to do it, go ahead and do it. But what you want to do is drag a man in who may be comfortable where he's at and bring him in and stress him out so he can put in his resource to help you get to that 200. Because if that's not the case, you don't need a man. Go ahead and do all of that. And so why does you want him to hustle and use his resource to help you get to that point? That's what I'm saying. But a lot of times the focus is not really on companionship for real. It's not really on companionship and having a real life with a person. It's about them helping you get to the bag even further. That's how I see it. And not just this lady, but in general, a lot of women are trying to do that. You don't really want the relationship. This is why you like, well, I'll work. We got to work hard because y'all never going to see. How y'all going to establish and build a relationship is all y'all doing is working. How you supposed to get to know each other? How you supposed to build a relationship? It don't just happen overnight. You got to get to know each other. You got to spend time. How y'all going to do that if all y'all straight to the bag? Come on, let's help me get a truck. Help me get this. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say a lot of women out here are not looking for love. They're looking for help. They want a man's resource to come in and build them up. That's what they want. It ain't about loving somebody and because love don't cost money. It's not the money. And I understand. I know that may sound corny. People are like, well, love don't pay the bills. No, it don't. I ain't saying you ain't going to work. We're talking about responsible, grown adults who got something going for themselves already. We're not talking about young people who haven't been established. No, I'm talking about grown, established people who have money, who have jobs or whatever, careers or whatever. But the idea of them coming in and have to triple level up and all this kind of shit is just ridiculous to me. And then a lot of these women are so independent unto themselves. They only think about, I got this. I'm trying to do it. It's not a togetherness. It's not, wait, maybe we can start something together. Maybe we can start this. I've always dreamt of this. And if he's on board, y'all do it together. But no, it's like, I want to do all this and I need him to be right there with me. Like, nah, it's just, I don't know. It's just weird.
Or whatever. I would prefer someone that can match what I'm already bringing to the table. Men want the same thing. And I'm hoping that if I experience that.
What do you mean men want the same thing?
Men want the same thing. Like you just said, men that have an earning potential of 85,000 to 100,000 a year, they oftentimes want a woman that can match that earning potential.
That's
and they
true.
say,
even if that's not true.
One in the chat if that's true. One in the chat if that's true. We know that's not true though. Y'all, that's why I just said ain't no man running around and say, first off, men ain't asking you how much money you make when they dating you. They don't go, sis. No, first off, no, you ain't saying sis, but babe. Oh, you ain't saying babe because you don't know me like that. So how y'all ma'am? Do y'all say ma'am when y'all first dating somebody? Ma'am? Nah, please don't say ma'am. No, they're not approaching you with, how much money you make? What you make? Because you need to match. I make this, you need to match. They ain't no man. These men ain't asking that. Wow. They're not doing that. They understand that don't make no sense. You know, if you ask me how much I make, as soon as I meet you, I'm gonna be looking at you like, what? Like sideways, like what? That's gonna be a turn off. What you mean? Like that's inappropriate to me. Why would you just ask somebody how much they make? Cause I make this. What do you make? Cause we need to match. Baby, I'll be gone with the quickness. Hell no, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna let you know that right now. This ain't gonna work. See you later. Have a great day, honey. No, sir. Men know better than that. These women are the ones who act like they lost in the sauce. To be honest with you, Neotech says men that make 85K don't date or marry. Men that make 85K don't date or marry boys. She's annoying. Did she say she had kids? I think so. Three grown kids. I think she's gross. We don't care about a woman's money. She drunk. I don't know Neotech, but yeah, what she's saying don't make no sense. But they swear they know it all, child. Thank you for the super chat. Successful said straight lies. If she asks you if she asks you that she doesn't like you, somebody said she definitely snorting too much loony baloney, living in a gutter. What? Oh my God, y'all going off, baby. Let's continue.
That's not true.
They say even if she doesn't currently make it, that she has the motivation or that she wants that for herself. I'm saying the same thing. If even if he doesn't, I said even if he doesn't make 85,000 a year, he makes 50,000 a year. I'm fine with that as long as he still has that motivation to earn more. Because even though I make 80 to 85,000 a year, I still want to be able to make more. And it's not about greed or materialistic things. There's stuff that I'm trying to do within my community and for my family, and in order for me to do so, I need to make more money. So it's not vanity. I mean, it's just a matter of wanting a different lifestyle for yourself.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. But honestly, and it's just me and y'all, what you could agree or disagree. I just think it's going to be very difficult for you to help your community and your family before you help yourself. Before you can go out to your community and do for, and I understand doing for the community. I admire that. I think that's something we all should do. You know what I mean? To help your community in any way that you can. But I also think that you can't lend a broken hand. If you have to establish your life first, and if you have a husband, you guys work together to establish your life first and your family. Your family is the priority. You have to make sure that you build up what it is you're trying to build for yourself before you can go out and start giving to this community and helping other family members and things of that nature. To me, I think that don't make any sense. You might want to be able to help family and all that, but you can't help them until you've established yourself. And in order to do that, if you have a partner or a husband or a spouse, whatever you want to call them, your spouse there, y'all are building together for you and yours, your family. And once you've gotten that to a point to where y'all are comfortable and you're happy with what you've achieved, then maybe you can go out and help a little bit of your community or whatever. But you can't, that's not something you should be, in my opinion, like planning for the community and your other family members. No, you got to build yourself up first with you and your family. So that's just my thoughts on that. So yeah, that's not a selling point in my mind.
Right. So let me jump in. So first of all, I understand your logic of what you desire to do, and you are a woman with ambition. So I understand all that. Where I disagree is where you said that a man that makes that financial requirement also is looking for a woman that makes that financial requirement. As I've been sitting here for 5 years, that's actually not what I hear. Usually when a man makes $250,000, he's kind of in the mindset he's paying for everything. So he's not really caring too much about the woman's income. It's more so, what woman do I want to pay for everything for? And because I make $250K and I'm going to pay for everything, these are the things that matter to me. And what I hear a lot of times, they sometimes want fit women. Sometimes they're looking for women that don't have as many kids. Sometimes they go younger. Now, again, this is not a one size fit all. So this doesn't apply to every man that makes that. But what it always comes down to is, like I said a second ago, that man exists. The question is he trying to court you back? And if he's not trying to court you back, do you give the men who are trying to court you your time a day? Because it's not about, I understand what you're saying. It's you, 85K is not a lot of money. That's not the equation here, ladies and gentlemen. The equation that to solve the problem is, does he want to date you back?
Well, I mean, I've dated guys that match my income level or my required earning potential, and I've dated guys that make less than me. I don't discriminate. It's just I know what I want. And like I said, even if you don't make the same amount of money as me, all in all, you have to possess the skills and the willingness to be a provider, because at the end of the day, I want to be paired with a provider. Although I am a provider, naturally I'm a woman. So there's more to me than just going out and bringing home the bacon. I know how to cook that bacon, keep a home clean, and the whole nine.
Well, what time are you gonna have to make the bacon, cook it, how you gonna work hard, be the housewife, do all these things? That's unrealistic. How are you gonna do all of that trying to chase the bag? And I mean, if the thing that I hear a lot of women saying, it's fine to have. I think we all should have standards for sure. You don't just pick anything, but you got to still understand. You know what you want, but what does the person want? I think that's what Kendra tried to explain to her. What is it that the man you want from you? You want a certain thing. You have certain standards, but if the men aren't in line with your standards, then you're not going to get the man. And that's where a lot of women are. They're not getting the men because the men aren't looking for them. The money is not a requirement for the men. The men are looking for something much more simpler, in my opinion, for you to be fit and cooperative and all of that. They're not looking for a bag chaser. They're not looking for a woman who's out here trying to chase the bag 24/7. And she doesn't want this lady has grown kids. What if he wants kids? What if he never had kids and he wants a woman to have kids with? What if he wants more of a settle down life? What if he's already made his money? He doesn't want to go and make any more money. He's established. What if he makes way more than what you make and he don't want to start a business because he don't need to? What if he makes $250,000, $300,000 a year? What kind of business he need to go start? He's already established. He probably if he makes that much, I'm pretty sure he's established. So he don't want to start a business. He don't want to do anything that you're talking about. He want to chill out. And what if he want to just, enjoy his life and he wants a companion to enjoy the life with him? Well, what about that? He don't need to pave the ground, the pavement, looking for little businesses and creating trucks and doing all that. He don't want to. If he don't want to do that, so what? Then you're going to have to go do it by yourself. How does that work out? You see what I'm saying? So you have to really, it's going to be difficult for these types of women to find what they want. It is, and it's already showing. Divine Photo says she talk about earning potential, but don't have a gym membership and paid a trainer since she has earning potential. Plus, look at her walls. She not rich. Ooh, y'all be paying attention. Thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat. What's wrong with the wall? Oh, okay. Well, we know she made 85K. She ain't rich. Ooh, child. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos, baby. Well, she wants the man to come in and have that potential so they can get rich, so he can help her get rich, basically.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of the role of being a wife. So yes, I want you to be confident in our relationship as a man and knowing that you're the one that's holding it down. Like I said, I've tried it before with not making much and thinking they want to do more, and then they always feel like the relationship's imbalance. And so it's not really because I look down on or don't want to experience love with somebody who doesn't earn a lot of money. It's just that's just how it ends up being, So I'd rather avoid that and be with somebody who I'm more equally yoked with.
Gotcha. I understand. I told you earlier I understood the logic. With the men that you said that dated in the price range that you prefer, that was better, was it a relationship or was it dating?
We've dated. There's some men I've dated, and some men, they communicated that they had feelings for me, but it wasn't mutual.
The ones that, so there were some men that had their salary requirement, but you just didn't like them back.
Well, I won't say like them. It just the compatibility wasn't there.
Did y'all date though, or was just you said they
We did.
communicated? You
No,
did. Okay.
no, I dated. There was two guys particularly who I dated, or specifically, I should say that I dated, and it went a couple of months. Maybe 4 or 5 months or whatever. But I don't play with people's feelings, right? And so the connection for me wasn't there. It wasn't as strong. So,
So even though those men fit you felt y'all were equal in the salary department, you didn't like them with chemistry.
In terms of man and woman, where we were, what we know, what we want out of life, and our core family values, yes. But in terms of that spark, that chemistry, that, oh, I'm so happy to see you. No, because no. So I'm not gonna go. I don't want them to see this and then feel a certain type of way. But it was like they're good people or whatever, but they would be more or better compatible with someone else.
Gotcha.
This is why I don't understand why they lead with the money then. If that's the case, I mean, that seems more logical. Why would you lead with the money though? Well, I've tried it before with the one without the money. That didn't work. And then you tried the ones with the money and that still didn't work. So shouldn't it be more of a leading with more of saying you want somebody that's compatible with you in other ways, not just financially, because either way didn't work. So that ought to tell you, hey, stop leading with the money. Just find some, look for somebody who want the same things that you want. I think that's what she's trying to say, hopefully, because whether they got the money or not, it doesn't make a difference. Because she said she tried it with a man who had less money and he was intimidated. Then you dated a guy who had the money, but y'all weren't compatible. So that shows you it's not just about that one thing. But far too often you hear a lot of women go lead with the money. The money, oh, he got to make what I make or more, and that's a deal breaker, and that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the money is not what makes you. You know what I'm saying? Blue Exodus. Okay, last super chat. LOL. Question for you and the chat: who's worse in modern dating? Colorist black men or classist black women? He say for me and the chat. So what do you guys think in the chat? What do y'all think about this? Who's worse in modern dating? Colorist black men. Okay, there are some colorist black men or classist black women. Y'all, I already think classist black women. I'm sorry. That's my answer. I had to think about it for a second. Colorist black men or classist black women. I think there are a lot of women who are classes and they're not even in the upper class. So anytime you have women who have this higher what's the word I'm looking for? They have this elitist mindset, or they think that they're more than what they are. I think that's worse because you got a lot of women who are not on the levels they think they are, and they treat people accordingly. And then when you call them out, oh, now you're the problem. So I see that way more. And I do believe that there are men who are colorists for sure. They go after, light-skinned women or certain women of color, of a certain color, thinking that those women are better. But I think, to me, in my opinion, I do think it's much worse when you have a bunch of elitists or classist black women who think that they're here and they're really not because they treat you a certain way. And they do it to men all the time. So they think that they're better. Like average women don't like average men. You think you're better than you don't believe that you're average. So when you have a bunch of women, and there are more women than men. So you have a bunch of women out here who all think that they're tens and they all are just better than everybody, every average man. If you don't make over 100,000, you ain't shit. Oh, I think that's the bigger problem. So I'm going to go with classist black woman or black women. I'm going to go with that. Thank you for the super chat, Blue Exodus. I'm going to go with that. Let's see. Yandel, thank you for the super chat, says a lot of these women are lazy. They don't want to put in the work when it comes to dating. They expect you as a man to come in and give them the lifestyle. Straight up. That's facts. That's what they want. They want you to come in and either pay the lifestyle or either help them with their businesses and help build their businesses up independently. Not you guys building something together. They want their own and they want you to pay for it. Thank you for the super chat once again. Let's see here. Neotech says, shows money doesn't make you intelligent. Right. Chick is super slow. Imagine rolling over and seeing a boy sleeping next to you. Her ship has sailed. Thank you, Neotech, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Successful MD says she prefers to play with pockets and not feelings. Right. I get it. Thank you, Successful MD. That's crazy. Let's see. Baby, let's continue.
You know you got some paid questions, girls. So let me get to these paid questions.
Okay.
Let me start with, we said this earlier and I saw this question. Evie Ray said, men are never intimidated by a woman's money. Please stop saying that, especially with bringing 3 kids.
Okay, so my kids are grown. They're raised. My daughter's a chemical engineer. My son's in college now, studying psychology, and my middle child is a family man. In terms of them feeling insecure, it has nothing to do with, I'm gonna say it like this. It's not just about me making more money. It's about their role. So if a man feels as though he can't measure up because he gave false intentions or he wasn't completely honest, then that's where they become intimidated. Like, I can't do this, you know?
Okay. Your light went out.
My bad.
Yeah, like,
I got you.
Albert C said, ma'am, you got kids. They taking all your money.
Like I said, my daughter's a chemical engineer. So my son's a family man, and my youngest is in college, and their father takes care of them 50-50. So no, it's not the case.
Let me go to side.
My children actually ask me not to spend money on them because they're grown and can take care of themselves. I raise them to be very independent and financially self-sufficient.
Okay. Let's go this one. So you are telling Mr. 40 hours to work harder.
Yeah, I do. Match my energy. Unless you want roles reversed. Unless I'm going to come home to a clean home and food cooked, because I'm putting in 60, sometimes 70.
Like,
but do that. But let me say this.
Never gonna be okay. So
let me say this. Put in the extra time for yourself.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you respond, but think about it this: if you're working 70 hours a week and he's working 70 hours a week, when the hell do y'all see each other?
This is okay. So when you pushing yourself like this, as you know, Kendra, right? It's a cycle thing. You manage your time. So when you're going hard, right? Together. But when it's time to take a break and go on vacation, then it's time to take a break and go on vacation. So if you putting in the work.
But if he makes what you make or more, say he already may have gone hard. Maybe you don't have to work as hard as you, maybe he doesn't have to do that. Like I said, these aren't young people. I'm pretty sure you'd be 40 plus. Maybe he doesn't have to work. Who wants to work 70 hours a week? Who wants to work 70 hours a week? What if he doesn't have to do that? Maybe that's something she wants to do and he doesn't want to do it. I'm just saying. So yeah, I don't know, child. Successful Emily says, do characteristics matter to her? Not at all. I don't know, because they don't ever mention them. They don't ever mention that. All they're talking about is working. Who want to work that goddamn hard at 40 years old? Shit. I'm just saying, who wants to work that hard in your 40s? I mean, look, I know you got to work, and I know there are a lot of people who work. A lot of people work hard. I'll say not everybody, but a lot of people work hard for what they want. But what everybody want is different. I mean, geez, what are you working? If you're 40 years old, I would assume at 40, I would assume that most. I ain't gonna say most, but a lot of people at 40 already have a house, right? If you either own a house or you rent a house, however you do it, whatever. So if you own a house, you got a car, you got investments, if that's what you do, savings, whatever, and you're making good money and you're maintaining and you're doing good and you ain't got to work 70 hours. Who want to do that? Lord. Thank you, Successful MD. What are you trying to establish? Teddy Fresh says, let's cut the BS. The man she want is not checking for her, and she is in denial. Facts. Bottom line, case closed. Thank you, Teddy Fresh, for the super chat. That's it. That's just what it is. And they try to state their case to try to, and it just don't sound good. Like, come on, like what? If a man makes way more than what she makes, he ain't trying. I mean, what? She gonna still want to be out there and and work 70 hours if he makes money, because that's his money. It's a separate thing. It's not a togetherness anymore when it comes to relationships. Thank you once again for the super chat, Teddy. I appreciate you. Wow, and let's continue. Just if this is what she said to the men who made the money, that's why they're not around. I'm just saying. And I wonder what the issue was with the husband. Why can't the husband, the father of the children, and her work it out? Why can't they work it out? I'm just curious. Let's continue.
For 2-3 months, you could take a month off and go on vacation and just work that 40-hour, or I'm sorry, just put in like 20 hours and maintain the outside businesses that you got going on. Again, I'm not saying that I have 5 or 6 different businesses. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I have secondary income, right? So tax season comes around. I'm a licensed tax preparer, right? I'm a licensed real estate agent, right? So on occasion, there's other things that I do to generate income, and I balance my time. I'm not saying that a man that works 40 hours a week has to go and put in 60 hours a week, but there's going to be intermittently, there's going to be times where I'm putting in extra work. So if you're working 40 and you making enough, then you're fine. But again, we don't want to make this all about money. As long as he feels comfortable as a man by what he brings to the table and puts into the pot and is a provider, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Right. The Hyundai 07 said, appearance is everything. You can't come on here looking like young MA, expecting to find a man. Stud vibes.
Baby, I do not like young MA. Okay, I'm getting off work. I have on a hat and some glasses and a hoodie. I was surprised that I even got on, because Kendra, you have so many people that want to be on your show.
No, but I will say this for YouTube now. I can't let you go with that, because you were in Q, and everybody on YouTube, I tell you I'm going to come to you. So you knew I was picking you.
Yeah, and I went and put this on. I'm not fronting.
But you can't say you're surprised, because as I was talking, like I gave a list of when I would come to you. So you knew you were going to be selected.
Kendra exposed.
No, I did. And I went and put this on is what I'm saying. But I didn't go, and I don't wear makeup. I'm not going to pump fake. Right?
No, that's fine. I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wear this is my natural hair. I'm at work. I got a hat on. I'm not going to pump fake and just go throw something on. I think somebody would rather see me as I am than to go pretend who I. See, that's the thing about me. And they say these little comments and stuff like that. So which one we gonna do? Put on some fake eyelashes real quick?
Listen, like, take the hat off if that's your natural hair. Comb your hair out at least. Make yourself look a little bit more presentable. Before you click, put on a nice shirt, not just a sweatshirt. Try to show yourself in the best light possible if you're really looking for the type of man that you say you want. Those men are men, they want to see what you look like. The hat is covering her. I don't think she's an ugly woman. I could see that is not an ugly woman. I could see, but we can't. Your hat is covering your face, and you just look frumpy. And they're saying, look, put more effort into your appearance if you're looking for a man, and you want a man of a certain status. So yeah, that's why they're saying that. Like, put your best foot forward. If you at work, what you do, maybe call in when you got yourself together. The man want to see what your potential, what you can look like. Yes, men like to see you in your natural state, your natural hair, your natural face, no makeup, none of that. But they also want to see how you can hook it up too, how you can get it looking right. They want to see how you clean up too. You know what I mean? They want to see how when they take you out, they want to see how you gonna look when they take you out. If they can look and be like, "Ooh, damn, she look good." Okay, I like that too. They like all of that. So if they're attracted to you physically, they want to see you in your natural state, and they want to see how you can clean yourself up and look good. So when y'all go out, he looking around like, this my girl, this is my wife or whatever. That's just how it is. Just like you want to look over and say, damn, I got a handsome man. He look good. That's just a part of it. That's a part of it. So yeah. And it's when you just meet somebody, you might want to, just do a little something. I'm just saying. Curiosha 2099, thank you for the super chat, says it's toxic productivity culture. These kinds of people prioritize working hard over working smart. One person on a cruise liner, one in a rowboat. Who is working harder versus who is getting further? Oh my God. Facts. Makes perfectly good sense to me. It makes good sense. And I feel like a lot of these women they want you to appear to work hard. They want you doing all these odd jobs, doing it just to try to get, like, who got to do all that? Like, come on now. That ain't where it's at. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. You know, you want somebody to come in and work hard like you working. And you know, let's continue.
Quick, you want me to go beat my face real quick? But then the same men turn around and be talking smack that women be putting on masks and pretending to be somebody that they're not. And then when they see them in face to face, you come on now. That's the thing about men. Like, they say they want something, and then when it's presented to them, they don't know what to do with it except throw insults and try to make a strong woman feel less than because she knows who she is. I'm not giving young MA vibes. MA eats coochie. I do not eat coochie. Period, point blank. And we'll leave it at that. I'm not trying to insult nobody either.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
My nails are done. I have on earrings and a bedazzled hat. Miss me with that.
AJ said, why would a guy care about a woman's income if he ain't spending it? Your logic is flawed. Ain't no dude coming on the show asking for Mrs. Six Figures.
I don't make six figures. Dude, let's count on our fingers here. I said I make $85,000 a year, and I have the earning potential of up to 100 to 120,000 because I know how to bring in multiple streams of income. I'm saying this is what I aspire to do. I think I've said it like 10 times. Back me up here, Kendra. I know I've been completely transparent in saying that.
Yeah, but men don't give a shit about it, is what he's saying, what they're saying. That shouldn't be the focal point of the conversation. And that's what I think a lot of women go wrong. You're focused on money. No man is caring about your money. They're not, you caring about his money. You're saying, I want him to make what I make or more. So you're focused on the money aspect. And I think that's why men aren't interested, because men don't want to hear the money aspect right out the gate. No, man don't want to hear you up here talk about, oh, I want a man who match my money and match this. That's not the conversation for men. That's not the priority for men. The reality of it is they're looking at you. See what the person just said, your appearance. They're looking at your appearance. They're looking at it. Hey, am I attracted to her? A lot of the men won't even be attracted to you based off of the conversation. You don't lead a conversation when you're talking about dating someone with money. I don't care how much you think things cost, how much expenses are. You will get to that. When you date a person, you're going to get to all of that stuff. But that shouldn't be the thing that you lead with when it comes to dating. And I think this is where a lot of women fail. Because men automatically going to think that you're concerned about their money. And if they think that that's all you care about, that ain't going to be a match. You ain't going to even get able to date them, period. Because they're not going to be interested. And then this is where you find some men will play with you and make you think they're interested just to try to get in your pants. And that's it. They're not taking you seriously. So I think women need to stop leading with money. Stop talking about you need a man to match what you make, because these men are not interested in that. You know, you'll get to know what they're about and what they do in time, but just coming right out the gate saying that, nah, that's the problem. Neotech says this chick just thinks what she wants. Who said anything about makeup? Dress like a lady. She's made no effort at all and is asking for the world. Right. It just put a little effort in, especially, first impressions are important. So that's all. I guess I don't think that she's unattractive. I just think a little effort, you know what I'm saying, into your look. Take the hat off, comb your hair or whatever. Do something. Make yourself look, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more presentable for the man you're trying to meet, so they can see what they're getting. I'm just saying, because if men come on here looking slouchy and dirty and toe up, that's the first thing they're gonna say. Oh, nah, he look. I don't like how he look. Women will judge men harshly, but then they don't want to be judged harshly. You know what I'm saying? You would judge a man with the quickness. If he came on there looking busted and dirty, they'd be like, oh, hell no. Why did he come on here like that? So, it is what it is. Thank you, Neotech, once again, for the super chat, child. Let's continue so we can finish this, baby.
No, I think where the challenge is coming is when you were just saying that you make a certain amount of money, but you have also said you would date a man with $50,000, but he just has to make potential. But then these comments are coming when you were talking about, you made a statement, and I said it too, when you said a man that makes what you want usually wants that type of woman. And that's where the disagreement comes in. Because see, like you, this is where it gets tricky. And this is why I say some women price themselves out.
But that's a man, and he's a provider. You feel me?
But Kim, no, Kim, I'm gonna let you respond. So if a man, like I said, makes 250K, he in his mind, I'm the provider. Like, this is why I got this money. I'm paying all the bills. But the flip side is this. When a woman makes 250K, that's not her mindset. She still wants a man that is going to provide for her. Now, what happens is, this is when I say sometimes you can price yourself out, because at 250K, whether I know everybody rich on my show, but percentage shows it's a small pool, right? So what happens is this 250K man, when he seeks his partner, he's seeking in the mindset, I'm paying for everything. When the 250K woman seeks her partner, she's seeking for a man that's gonna pay more, makes more to her, and provide for her. But it doesn't work that way, because the man that makes more or the same might not want you back. That's for one. And then where the game got screwed up is, if you were a man, you wouldn't care about money because you'll be paying for everything. But as a woman, that's not what you want to do. And I understand that logic. And that's why I said money is the biggest problem when it comes to dating right now.
Yeah, and just to sum up what you said at the latter end of it, that's exactly what it is. A man is a provider, right? So the way that, first of all, the way that a man's mind is wired is different than the way that a woman's mind is wired. We also got to keep in mind, what do you saying you want this, but what do you really want? Do you want a woman who understands where her role is in a partnership, or do you want a woman that's coming in and being dominant? So I can come in, or that's not in me, it's not in my nature, but I can come in and say, okay, I make enough money and I'm okay with a man that can just, be at home and taking care of the house. I can come in and say the exact same stuff that those men making $250,000 a year. And then I'm emasculating men. I'm taking men out of their role as a leader and as a provider. I'm a woman by nature, and I want a provider. And again, I'm not looking for someone to provide for me specifically. It's a union, right? So I want someone to be able to contribute to the provisions of our family. I don't want to be the breadwinner. I've already been that. I've been taking care of kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've been raising kids on my own for 14 years, not because I wanted to, because I had to. I don't want to be a provider, a sole provider anymore, right? So I don't want to be taking care of a man. What rational woman would want to be taking care of a man? No. I can continue to take care of myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying make $80,000 a year for me. I'm not saying make $50,000 a year from me. I'm saying I want you to want this for yourself. That's all.
So let me say this, because I want to say this, and I feel like it's 2020.
But you want him to want it for himself, to turn around and take care of you, right? Am I tripping? You want him to want it for, if he already makes what you make or more, he clearly wanted it for himself and he's worked for it. But you want him to come in and work, but you want a provider. So he's not doing it for himself. He would be doing it for you too. That don't make no sense to me. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Successful MD. Says, I was going to hold back, but the average commission for real estate agents is 5.46%. If she sold one house a month at $200K, her earnings would be $10,920 a month gross. Multiplied times 12, and that's $130,040 gross annually. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Successful MD also says, she's only selling lies. Only fools need to apply. I see what you're saying. So you don't think she's being honest about the real estate, or she's probably not making the bulk of her money from that. Probably not, right? That's what you're saying. You don't believe what she's saying. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. I think a lot of women overinflate what they are making. This is why they want a man who makes way more. You know, saying that they make a certain amount and then saying he got a match that'll make more, just, you know, to try to secure somebody who actually makes more so that they can come in and be the sole provider. Because she said she want a provider. But I don't understand, because, I mean, I would, look, it's just a lot of circles. Why wouldn't you just say, you know what, from the beginning, look, I want a provider. Your income shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't even come up. If you know, but you're saying you make a certain amount to prove that you want a provider. I wouldn't even bring up what I made if I want a provider. I would just say, hey, I want a provider. I want a man who's going to be able to take care of the household and take care of all the bills. And then that'll go back to what it is that you want to do. So do you still want to work outside the home, or are you going to work inside the home if he's paying all the bills? And honestly speaking, I don't think a lot of women want to just be housewives. I think they still want to do what they want to do. They just don't want to be responsible for paying the bills. They want him to pay it all while they still do what they want. That's what I think most women want. Let's continue.
25, and we gotta just start having like a little bit more real talk conversations. I understand everything you're saying as a woman. I'm a woman myself. I've heard this over and over again. Here is the harsh truth. Every woman ain't getting a provider. And that's just the bottom line. I'm sorry to let you all know.
Then
But
he
every
ain't for me.
woman is not going to get a provider. Some of y'all going to get teammates. Some of y'all going to get you might be 70, he paying 30. Some of y'all might be this is just a real talk moment. I know what you all want, but there just ain't enough providers to go around for every woman. So we can keep saying the same song and dance, all it is, but at 5 years, motherfucker,
That's sad.
So here's the
That's
statistics
sad.
for the truth. Everybody ain't getting a provider. So here it is. You got to decide what you want. If you want a man, you got to decide the kind of man that's trying to court you and focus on the best man that's trying to court you and be real with your shit. Because there's some women who paying all the bills and y'all just don't know. Now there's some women who being taken care of, but you might not be that woman that's going to be taken care of.
But hold on 1 second,
I ain't got a penis. I ain't
hold on,
because
shots fired.
Hold on, Kim. But I'm just tired because what it is I hear the same thing over and over and over again for 5 years. But what y'all are failing to realize, every woman ain't gonna get that man.
Okay,
so
but hold on.
Coming off, I'm talking. So you have to respect me for 1 second on my show. So now we at 2025, okay?
Wow.
What you want? You can be, first of all, you can be happy by yourself. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So I don't want to hear this brainwash you, nothing about a man. That's not the truth. You can be single, happy, and flourishing in life. So let's start there. And now, if you want a man, you got to learn your personal man dating pool. Who is the best type of man that's trying to date you? And if the best type of man that's trying to date you, you don't like, it's time for you to change you because you want a different type of man to court you. And that's just the end of the damn sentence.
Oh, baby, yeah, that is shots fired. Because, I mean, that's the truth. I mean, Kendra, that's what it is. The type of men that these women want don't exist for them because these men don't want them. So that means they don't exist. You ain't gonna get them. So you might as well be happy with being by yourself and starting all them businesses yourself and do your own thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what it is. Because you can't force, look, men want something. They want something. And if you're not willing to give it, then they gonna move on, just like you. They got to understand men want something too. And if you are not what they want, then you're not going to get picked. So if you don't get picked, that's going to yield you single unless you change something about yourself to make you more attractive or suitable for the men you say you want. That's it. That's it. And the problem is a lot of women don't want to do that because they think they're great the way they are. And y'all should be happy to just get with them. You know what I mean? Black Boy 803 says, how do black men build with black women with mentalities like this? They can't. They can't. That's the problem. Because I mean, it's confusing. You know, once again, you know, it just is what it is. They can't, Black Boy 803. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Successful MD says a broker will not let you be there without sales. Oh, okay. See, this is the thing. When oftentimes we have people who know about these things and start calling it out, it makes more sense. And it shows how a lot of women that come on these shows typically lie about their finances and stuff to make themselves look good. But we've seen Kendra, you know, actually, you know, expose some of them for lying. So it's not like a lot of them don't lie. So I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't put it past me, the things that they say and in the fact that, you know, it may allegedly not be true. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, it is what it is. Thank you, Successful MD, once again, baby. Let's continue.
Okay, so but look, I specifically said that I've met men with different types of earning potential. I have no problem meeting and dating men. I'm on this show because I think the show is dope, right? But with that being said, in terms of provider, you're missing. I think the whole audience, maybe this is something new. So maybe they got to get on board with this. I'm not saying be a provider for me. Be a provider for yourself. For yourself first. Anything that we do, we have to do for ourselves first before we even think that we're going to.
If you're meeting men that make the type of money, 85 or more, they're taking care of themselves. What you talking about? They're taking care of themselves. Do you think a person, what I don't understand, they're taking care of themselves. I don't understand.
Get it from a relationship. So I don't need a man. And see, and then if I get caught up in this and I say this the wrong way, then I'm going to come off as an overpowerful woman. I'm not asking a man to provide for me and take care of me. Anything that I've been doing in terms of my bills, my miscellaneous, my entertainment.
She says she want a provider? I'm confused. Didn't she say she want a provider? Didn't she say that? I'm confused as hell.
Whatever, my children, whatever. I'm going to continue to do that for myself. It will be a partnership. It will be a shared partnership of providing. We will provide for each other. I'm specifically saying that men that do not come to the table equally yoked, oftentimes end up feeling intimidated by the process, and they end up with lesser women. Women make less money. I've been told by men that I am intimidating when it comes to my motivation to push myself to do more. And every year I get better and better and better. So
maybe to be in all due respect, those men just wasn't interested in you. Those men just wasn't interested in you. They told you that and they was like, nah, I ain't trying to go with that. They were not interested. That was a nice way to tell you they weren't interested. That's just what it is. Because, as much as people like to bash men aren't as callous as women are in most cases, in my opinion. Men aren't as evil as women. Men aren't as vocal or disrespectful as women, in my opinion. I think women come out as harsh as they want to be. Look how they talk about men. Men are a little bit more subtle. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They try to be nice about it. So they'll let you down gently. They'll try. Now, I'm not saying, because you got to say this, because people act like they have bad understanding. I'm not saying that there aren't any disrespectful, cruel men. There are. But what I'm saying is, a lot, from my experience, most men try to be, they don't want to be mean, or they try to be nice about it. They're not as crass and just blunt as a lot of women are. That's what I'm saying. So they'll say things to soften the blow and not make you feel bad about it. So in my opinion, I think that's what happened. They'll just tell you, oh, you're just so motivated. Now, yeah, you're doing a lot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he might, I don't know what to do with that. You got a lot of jobs going on in their mind. They're like, nah, I can't be with her. She got too much going on. She ain't going to have time for me. How we going to build a relationship? That's what they're saying. But women don't get it. These educated, smart women don't get it. These men letting you down gently. They don't want to deal with a woman who's trying to, so motivated. She don't see nothing but work. You don't really have time for a man to build or do things with him. So they let you down easily. That's how.
In terms of me wanting a provider, and see, that's the thing too. A provider is not just about money. We talked about money and we harped on it way, way too long. A provider is more than that. A provider is somebody who brings more to the table than just money. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and a protector. I'm not just looking for someone that can provide for themselves. Yes, be able to provide for yourself. I want a protector. I want somebody who understands a woman and is able to lead and guide me as a woman and nurture my ambitions. Right? So there's different facets to this where I'm looking for this role in terms of a hierarchy of a man in my life. The man specifically in my life. And if I have to wait for him, I will, because I understand I'm not for everybody.
Okay, fair enough, Kim. I'm not even sure where we were with all the questions. We did your last relationship?
No.
Okay, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship was 2.5 years ago.
Okay, you don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
5 months ago.
5 months ago. 3 flaws you have to work on.
I actually wrote these down.
Ooh, somebody prepared for the flaws. That's the first. Okay.
I need to stop being so. I need to stop cutting people off. So when I lose patience with the situation, instead of just letting it go, I need to try to have more communication and resolution. So working on my resolution skills instead of cutting people off. I need to stop hiding my light. When I feel overwhelmed, I am a recluse. Like, I'll just throw myself in my work, I'll throw myself in my family. And so, me actually taking a step to jump on this show or whatever is me, saying, let me stop hiding my light all the time. And then the last one is I need to make more time for myself, because I'm very focused on, I'm very career driven. I'm very focused on setting goals and accomplishing goals and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
And I tend to give more to other people than I give to myself.
Say one more time, sweetheart.
I tend to give too much to other people and not to myself. So make more time for myself.
Make more time for yourself. All right. And why would a man be lucky to be with you?
I'm well-rounded. I have a great relationship with the Most High. I have some very solid core family values. I'm very loyal. I speak life into people. Positivity is something that I'm big on. And I'm always be honest.
Okay. All right, let's do it. So, Kim, should he be in Michigan?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
I don't want to put myself in a box.
You're 40. What's the age range you want to date?
38 to 49.
Okay. And I'm assuming you don't care if he has kids?
I don't, as long as he don't got a lot of back child support. As long as he don't got no back child support.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm not taking on nobody else's debt. My ex-husband stayed on top of his child support and never had he wasn't no deadbeat dad. So I'd be damned if I be with a deadbeat father that's not taking care of their kids.
Say one more time.
I said, I never dealt with that, right? So no back child support.
No back child support. Okay. No back child support. Okay. So let's do it. We got Kim, Detroit, 40. Oh, I know you're now on the dating app. So Kim is definitely taking, think of a username, and that's the way they can find you. But when you create it, let us know. Okay.
We'll do.
Bye, baby girl.
Okay.
Oh Lord, baby, she gave me a headache. I ain't gonna lie. I got a headache. When I get quiet, my head start hurting. I can't deal. I can't do no more, baby. That was a doozy, child. I don't understand how a man would be able to take in all of that. You know what I mean? It was a lot. I don't think women realize how insufferable they can be when they're talking. Sometimes we gotta be quiet and just think about what we're saying and make it make sense. A lot of times men just tune us out probably because it just starts sounding crazy or whatever. I don't know. But even for me, that was a bit much. It was confusing. I ain't gonna lie. So I know that could be confusing to a man. Hopefully she finds what she's looking for. I wish nothing but the best on these people, because I have no skin in the game. I hope you get what you want. I don't have a problem with that. But it did sound confusing, and it just was headache inducing in my opinion. And it just was a lot. It was a lot. And I think a lot of women are a lot and they don't realize it. But they are, and they be shocked by that. But yeah, we got to do better, baby. Baby. Child, it's just a mess. Kira Yasha says, it's either this hyper capitalist elitist garbage, baby mamas everywhere, thug, drug dealer loving, like old boy said, we can't build with this. Right. It's a lot. Man, hopefully, like I said, thank you, Kiriasha 2099. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really hope she can find what she wants. I wish everybody would get what they want. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a hater. I just gotta keep it honest, and I think that's what they should do too. Keep it honest, say what it is that you want. She could have avoided all that talking and just say, look, I want a provider. In the very beginning, look, I got some things going on, but I want a provider. I want a man to come in and be, take care of all the bills. That's what you want. That's what you want. I ain't saying you can't have standards or whatever, but that don't mean other people don't have standards. You can have all your standards, but remember, The men have standards too. And if you are not what they want, they're not picking you. And y'all looking to get picked. You're looking for a man to choose you. You're looking for a man to give you what you want. And if you are not what he wants, then he's not going to pick you. That's it. Successful MD says her word salad is spoiled with lies and deception, baby. Baby. Thank you, Successful MD. Y'all, that was a lot, but I'm glad I saved that for last. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all stay tuned for more. Make sure you guys go onto the channel and support the videos that are already posted by watching them, giving them a like, you guys. That is super easy. Make sure you go over and support by getting the views up on the videos that are already posted on the channel. That definitely helps out. If you're new in the building and you have not subscribed to the channel and you like the content, hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right. So shout out to everybody who gave super chats, everybody who chimed in, everybody who gave cash apps, and just supporting the channel by liking the stream. I appreciate you guys so much for being here and for supporting in any way possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all stay tuned for more. I will be back this Friday. So Friday, regular time, 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you are in the building, you guys. But until then, make sure you continue to watch the videos, and I will see you guys later. Mwah. Y'all be safe. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.